As most of you guys know, the most important tournament is going to take place in a couple of months. That's right, it's the worldwide sporting event that takes place every 4 years. The FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. I'm joking, of course. It's the World Cup. We're about to be blessed with a whole month of chaos, drama, and people suddenly becoming football fans overnight. And even though it's being held in a country that calls it soccer, the games are still going to be entertaining. But aside from the game themselves, what's just as entertaining are the people. So today, I'm going to be telling you guys the different types of people you will see during the World Cup. First up, we got the sport bettors. When it comes to sports, you will always find those people who put their life savings on the line. This is especially worse when it comes to a major sporting event like the World Cup. Over 100 matches are expected to take place in the span of 1 month. And I know that these gambling addicts are rubbing their hands like the Joker, ready to put a parlay on every single game. And to be honest, I can't even blame them. Betting is literally shoved in our faces by advertisers. By the way, this video is sponsored by Bet365. I'm joking, of course, but Bet365, if you're watching this, don't be afraid to hit me up. I would gladly be a hypocrite for the right price. Alright, I could sit down here and talk about how deplorable betting is, but there's been countless videos discussing that there's either a 50-50 chance that you end up getting rich, like Elon Musk, or you end up putting yourself in debt and have to join the Squid Game to pay it off. Also, watching games with them is risky. Let's say you're watching France versus Portugal on your new Neo QLED flat screen Samsung TV and you've invited a couple of friends over. The score is 2-1 and within the dying minutes of the game, Ronaldo gets a penalty and puts it top bins. 0.5 seconds after Ronaldo scores, the flat screen TV will be obliterated. And I don't know if these people took some compound V that made them stronger than Homelander, but when you look at the aftermath, it looks like the TV got punched by Saitama. It wouldn't be a World Cup without these people. At the start of the World Cup, they're supporting one team and then they randomly switch it up and now they're supporting a different team. The only time this is valid is if the original team that you were supporting got knocked out. In that case, you have no other option but to root for another team. Although if it was up to me, I think you guys should just stay neutral like Switzerland. But I swear, I've seen people just decide to switch a team they support in the middle of the match. This usually happens when their team is losing or gets a red card. These people don't want to support a losing team, so they decide to hop on the winning team. Now they're posting on social media talking about the better team won. I swear, they're even faker fans than Drake. Now we got the passionate fans. These are the people that made the World Cup what it is. They're celebrating every win like they're actually a part of a team. The England fans are a prime example of this. Albeit their trophy cabinet looks like Harry Kane, it still doesn't change the fact about how passionate they are. Every single World Cup, they're always saying it's coming home, but instead they're literally the ones that went home. The passionate fans are the ones who grew up watching football, maybe as a child. So when it's the World Cup season, they make sure to give their country their fullest support. But in the event that their team got knocked out, they start to let out all their emotions like Inside Out. I'll be honest, I found myself bawling my eyes out when my team loses an important match. However, when it comes to the passionate fans, the amount of tears flowing from their eyes is longer than the river Ganges. Alright, you see these people, they will say the most profanities towards the players and the referee, but when they win, they're more gleeful and happier than SpongeBob. Then we got the clueless fans. Have you ever been watching the World Cup with someone who has no idea what's going on? They don't know which team is wearing what color and they think every single foul is a penalty. And don't get me started on offside. One of the easiest ways to spot someone who doesn't know anything about football is if they don't know how offside works. Alright, I understand that they want to be a part of the discussion and the World Cup is a trending topic at the moment, but at least inform yourself on how the sport works. They think that football and basketball are alike. Then they would apply the same rule as basketball to football, saying something like, "That goal shouldn't count, he was traveling." The ones that most of you click on the video for are the girls who support teams because the player is handsome. I've had the displeasure of going to school with a couple of these girls. For 365 days, these people don't watch a single champion / domestic league or continental tournament. But once it's the World Cup season, these people are now the biggest football fans in the world. The players that these girls usually fawn over are Bellingham, Ronaldo, Garvey, Kenan Yildiz, Ricardo Calafiori. Oh wait. But the main player is Neymar. Yo, that man attracts girls like a moth to a flame. Now they're reposting edits of Neymar and commenting things like, "That's my husband." To be fair, I can understand why these girls obsess themselves over these players. They're rich, famous, and look good. To a woman's point of view, there's also a male version of the latter, and these are the fanboys. Let's be honest, you're not a Brazil fan, you're not a Portugal fan, you're a Ronaldo or Neymar fan. And I'm not even innocent. Once Lionel Messi retires, you already know I'm not supporting that country anymore. Aside from the fanboys, the worst versions are the stans. These are major fanboys who glaze their favorite footballer like their life depends on it. I remember the 2022 World Cup when Portugal and Morocco were playing and the manager put Ronaldo on the bench. I swear, people in my school wanted to burn the manager at the stake. Look, I'm not a Ronaldo hater. In fact, I like him as a footballer, just not on the level of ISO speed. But I still think he's one of the GOATs. But stans need to take a chill. A world-class player can have a bad game from time to time. These are people who watch football on social media and use statistics to measure someone if they're good or trash. They usually look at accounts like Fabrizio Romano and think that just because a player never scored or provided an assist, they had a bad performance. Pedri never got a goal or an assist. The ghost of Spain. Little do they know, he pulled off a masterclass where he completed the most passes and controlled the midfield. But modern football fans don't watch 90 minutes of football. Usually in the World Cup, there will be someone who is the second coming of Pep Guardiola or Jose Mourinho. This can either be your uncle, a grandpa, or your barber. After the match ends, they're going to start talking about a wide variety of tactics that the team should have implemented. Alright, let's say Brazil were to draw with Morocco in the group stage. These people would start saying Carlo Ancelotti should have played a 4-4-2 with Endrick and Cunha as the two strikers and put Neymar as the number 10 and put Vinny and Rodrigo on the wings. These people really think they're an ultimate team and suddenly they're full on sports analyzers like ESPN, but sometimes they're low-key making sense and they're cooking with their game plan to the point where I feel like they should be the new manager of the team. Everyone else is supporting a favorite who has a high chance of winning the World Cup, while these people take a different approach and support an underdog. Usually, the team that they end up supporting gets knocked out in the group stage or end up not passing the round of 16. Although the last World Cup when Morocco went to the semi-finals did happen, or when Croatia made it all the way to the final in 2018. So you never really know what to expect when it comes to football. At the end of the day, the World Cup isn't just about football, it's about the people. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, I truly appreciate it if you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for the love and support you've shown. Expect a new video later on this week or next week. I'm trying my best to upload consistently. Summertime coming, we're gonna be there. I love you guys, you're the best. I'm out.